Do you have a crazy story that you want to share?
That I do have.
Do you have a passion for art?
Oh, most definitely.
Do you want to spend 18 hours of your life to make a 3-minute long video that barely anybody will see, and you feel like you're losing your sanity because you can't seem to make any growth, and you keep hitting art block while putting your blood, sweat, and tears into making videos so much so that you've temporarily lost motor control over your pinky finger in your right hand?
Yeah. Wait, that's kind of bad.
Making storytime animated style videos has to be one of the most time-consuming and soul-stealing genres of YouTube video creation. It has very little payoff when you just get started, but if you have a passion for art and storytelling, and you take pride in creating something good, then it could be more than worth it. So stick around to find out how I personally make my videos, and how you can start making videos like these. No stylus, no drawing tablets, and no paid services required. I'll have timestamps down below so you can skip ahead if you need to see a specific part of the video. I recommend you watch through the whole video because I included tips that I didn't know when I first got started, and it helped me a lot to improve. When part 2 comes out, you can click the card here to watch it. In this video, I will be covering writing the script, recording the audio, and drawing the scenes. The next video, I will cover how I edit my videos, creating the thumbnail, the end card, and the description. The programs I use are Google Docs, Ibis Paint, FlipaClip, and CapCut, which are all free to use platforms. I also like to use Pinterest and YouTube for inspiration and sound effects, but that's optional. So let's dive into it. Creating a script. The first step in making a video is to find out what to talk about. I usually just write down a bunch of ideas and draw thumbnails with titles for the ones that I think are the most interesting. If you're having trouble coming up with ideas, you can ask yourself some of these questions. What's a story you've told people recently? This could be the story of how you found your dog or a terrible day you had. It doesn't have to be something crazy, it just has to be something that you're interested in talking about. Believe me, if you're trying to do something just because you think it will get you famous, it's not gonna work. There are so many easier ways to get famous on YouTube. This method is just for people who want to do it. Getting big on YouTube is about consistency, which I struggle with a lot. So having a passion for the videos you're making is crucial. So save yourself the wasted energy and make a video about something you actually want to talk about. Another question you can ask yourself is, what is something I feel very strongly about? It could be a negative emotion or a positive emotion. What's a show, game, book, or whatever you can't get out of your head? YouTube is the perfect place to yap about something you enjoy. If you're still not coming up with anything, then look at other storytime YouTubers for ideas. You're not stealing, more like recycling, because it's going to be based off your own opinions and experiences, so it's still something new. Once you have your idea, you can get into writing. The way I personally go about making the script is I have what I'm going to say written normally. Then in parentheses, I can add extra scenes and put directions for myself later. For example, if I have a scene where 2 characters are talking, I'll put it in parentheses so I know it's not me but somebody else. My scripts are usually very messy because it's only me reading them. Just set up your script in the way that would make the most sense to you. While recording, I usually change some things about the script. Once I'm done with my script, I bring it up on my laptop so I can read it into my phone. The best way I have to record audio is straight into CapCut with the record audio tool. I don't have any external microphone, so I'm just using my phone's microphone. I edit the audio while I record it so that it makes it easier. I'll explain more in detail in the part 2. Once I'm done finishing all the audio, I'll go ahead and condense it, which is basically cutting out all of the gaps and getting rid of any breathing. If you decide to add music, make sure it's at a lower volume so it's not overpowering. If the music's not long enough, I'll duplicate it and add a fade in and fade out. I also add sound effects based on what I'm saying or if there's a visual that goes with it. I know some people like storyboarding, but I go straight into drawing. I just make it up as I go along, and I usually have ideas for what I want just by listening to the audio. I use Ibis Paint to draw, and I always use the 9:16 ratio and turn it on its side because that's the aspect ratio for YouTube. Everything here depends on how you want your own videos to come out and what your personal art style is. I recommend having a simpler style for certain parts and having pre-drawn emotions you can add to fill in spaces that don't necessarily have something to draw for. The drawing process, however, still takes a really long time, even with recycling old drawings. In my last video, I spent 484 minutes or around 8 hours drawing. Occasionally, I'll do frame-by-frame animations on FlipaClip. Honestly, animation takes me so long, I suppose I should remove animates from my name. It took me 3 hours and 21 minutes to animate just 2 seconds. As you can see, video making takes me a very long time, and this video is already too long, so catch me in part 2 to find out the rest of the tutorial. If you're watching this before part 2 comes out, then subscribe so you're notified when it does come out. And also go ahead and check out the other videos that I made that took me a very long time, so please watch them. And if you like this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, please.